morning, Jackednnerdy fans. Welcome to my non-spoiler review for the new Jake Gyllenhaal Conor McGregor film, Roadhouse. Before I jump into that review though, as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you guys never miss out on a video. And if you do enjoy our content, please make sure you give these videos a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a thing and it greatly supports the channel. So, with that out of the way, let's jump into it. So, full disclosure, I have not seen the original Roadhouse film starring Patrick Swayze. I am aware of it. I am familiar with a lot of the details of it, but I have not physically watched it myself. However, when they said that they were doing a remake, I was automatically intrigued. The second, though, that they announced that they were having both Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor in it, I was 100% sold. I'm a big Jake Gyllenhaal fan. I think he is a tremendous actor. He's been in so many incredible roles. I've very rarely been disappointed with anything that he's done. So a massive Jake Gyllenhaal fan. And Conor McGregor, well, what can we say? He's an incredible fighter, an incredible athlete. Sometimes his personality may rub people the wrong way, but you know, whatever you think of him as a person, you absolutely have to admit he is a tremendous fighter. And him starring in his first ever big budget film, I'll come into that a little bit later in the review. But let's start with the basics. So this film is directed by Liman. It is a new modern adaptation of the original Roadhouse film. They've taken all of the premise and the characters and everything there, and they've just brought it into a modern type setting. Jake Gyllenhaal plays an ex-UFC fighter who's, for lack of a better term, a bit down on his luck, gets offered a job to manage security at a roadhouse called The Roadhouse, and everything just goes from there. So, if you're looking for Shakespeare, this is definitely not it. Anyone who is familiar with the original Roadhouse film would know that the scripting, the dialogue, the story itself, none of it is Oscar-worthy or Shakespeare-worthy. However, it is a basic premise and you know what though, sometimes you just want a very good basic premise executed well, and that's what this is. This film was executed very, very well. Liman did a fantastic job in putting this film together. His use of dialogue, his use of action, his use of music and everything was absolutely fantastic. He did a really, really good job in putting this film together. Interesting little tidbit if you're interested in gossip. So, there's been a lot of talk in Hollywood lately about this film because during the press circuit, Liman basically said that, okay, the people at Amazon, because this is an Amazon Prime movie, gave him an option. They said, either you can have more money, like a bigger budget, and this film will go straight to streaming, or you can have a lesser budget or lower budget and we'll give this film a theatrical release. Word on the street is he took the bigger budget so he had more money to work with the understanding that it was going to go straight to streaming. However, when push came to shove at the end of the film, at the end of his production, he then turned around and said no. He wanted it to go to theaters, and Amazon said no because we had a deal, and there's a bit of bad blood there. I have to say that if this film got a theatrical release, it would be blowing up. It would absolutely be blowing up at the cinemas. They definitely would have made their money back and they would have made some profit, because I think a lot of people would be heading to the cinemas this weekend to go and see this film. Even though it would be going up against the likes of Ghostbusters, I definitely think a lot of people would be going out to the cinemas, especially young men, would be heading out to the cinemas to see this because it's just a good old-fashioned hit 'em up, beat 'em up kind of film. So apparently there's a little bit of bad blood there between Doug Liman and Amazon because of the whole, he wanted a theatrical release, but they said no, purely because they had a deal that we will give you X amount of money. So there you go. So there's a little bit of Hollywood gossip for you. But that being said, like I said, I do think that the people at Amazon made a big mistake not giving this film a theatrical release, because I definitely think it would have made a great deal of money. So, as I said, very, very basic premise. Guy comes on as security. There's a lot of sinister stuff happening underneath. But you know what? Like the action in this film delivers 100%. The fight choreography and the fight scenes are fantastic. There's a couple of chase scenes, all of that, absolutely fantastic. It all came together really well. So, getting into the casting. So, as we mentioned, Jake Gyllenhaal is in this film. Hands down, great choice as a lead. The male lead, Jake Gyllenhaal, he did fantastic, and he does carry this film on his shoulders. He got into tremendous shape as well. Ladies, if you like to go to the movies and have a great old perv session, you will not be disappointed with perving on Jake Gyllenhaal in this film. He is absolutely a specimen of a human being in this film, and the shape that he got into is incredible. Conor McGregor. It's nice to see that he kind of bulked up a bit for this role. He's not his usual lean fighting physique self. He actually bulked up quite a bit, which I felt really lended itself to his character, and visually was really quite good. But Conor McGregor is not an actor. He is definitely not an actor. I don't know what was going on. Like, that's the thing. Like, okay. The accent that he put on in this film was absolutely terrible, I have to say, right from the outset. I don't know what direction Doug Liman gave Conor McGregor in regards to his character. I don't know if he gave any. But the accent that Conor McGregor was putting on in this was absolutely horrendous. If anything, he should have just played himself. Play himself in this role, and it would have been 100 times better. There were a few little quirks of the character that I found absolutely hilarious. He did his walk, I call it the chicken wing walk, which was absolutely funny as hell. He throughout the entire film, he had this look on his face. He was constantly smiling. His eyes were wide. You'll probably see screenshots of him getting around on the internet. No joke. I turned to Mrs. Jackednnerdy last night, and while we were watching it, say it's like he's on speed or meth for the whole film. He's just like wired, absolutely wired. Mind you, I think that's kind of the way the character is supposed to be portrayed, that he's just this complete lunatic who's completely unhinged. You know what, though? Look, it worked. It was enjoyable. It was funny. Whilst Conor McGregor is by no means an actor, I kind of thought it worked. It worked in this film. Moving on, though, also there was some other fantastic actors and actresses in this film. Daniela Melchior, I'm probably butchering her name. You would know her as Ratcatcher in Suicide Squad. She was the female lead in this, and she was really, really good. I really enjoyed her presence, and she is drop dead gorgeous. Billy Magnussen plays the main antagonist. He was really good, really unlikable, which you want in a villain. You had great supporting cast in Lukas, Gage, Hannah Love, Lanier. You even had Post Malone pop up in there as well, which was a bit interesting in a casting choice. And whilst okay, yeah, he was only on screen for a little bit. I really didn't buy his character at all. I think there was a little bit of a missed opportunity there. But you know what? Hey, Doug Liman does what Doug Liman wants. So, you know what though? Like, top to bottom, if you're just looking for a really fun, enjoyable, action-packed ride of a movie, Roadhouse 2024 is definitely worthwhile. I would highly encourage anyone who has an Amazon Prime account, log on, check out Roadhouse. You won't be disappointed. It's just a good, fun film. I think they did a fantastic job. Like I said, they could have released this at cinemas and they would have made a ton of money. But for whatever reason, they made their choice. It's available now for streaming. At the moment, it's got an IMDB score of 6.3 out of 10, and it's got a Rotten Tomatoes score of 63%. Look, I'd give this a solid 7. A good solid 7 out of 10. As I said, it's not Shakespeare, it's not rocket surgery, but you know what? It's just a good, fun film. I enjoyed it immensely. Hit me up in the comments section below. Let me know what you guys thought of Roadhouse. I'd be interested to know what everyone else thought. As I said before, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we got heaps more content coming your way over the next couple of weeks. So you don't want to miss any of that content. We got unboxing videos, we got movie reviews, we got TV show reviews, heaps more content coming out over the next couple of weeks. So hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll check you at the next video. Until then, stay jacked and stay nerdy.